Big up to the boys, Fox and Shane. Set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing cold, but a penny turn red. Can't let that go down in my head, war gaming.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Hobby Homies. We are your weekly tabletop podcast. I am Shane. I'm hanging out with Fox.
Howdy, friends.
And of course, we've got Churchy.
In the void.
And today we are going into our multiplayer worldwide phenomenon 5 Parsecs campaign.
I'm equally as impressed at how much you hyped that up and how well you said phenomenon.
Thank you.
Because you said it correctly.
Thank you.
And that will come into play in a second. We will be talking about some of the adventures that our crews of the guild have gone on.
Yes.
From all across the globe. We'll do a little recap of what the campaign is for those scratching their heads.
Yep.
Go to the chemist and get some lice medicine, and we will help with the rest of the stuff.
Lice medicine?
And is that what the thing?
Shampoo,
Don't give them. Yeah, I suppose you don't want to give the lice medicine.
No.
And make them healthier.
Exactly.
So no, you're correct.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And then we'll talk about the new planet we're about to arrive on, etc., etc., etc. All things Parsecs, all things campaign.
Oh, yeah, this is just a Parsecs field episode.
Absolutely. Speaking of, we're on the Ambition.
We are.
Those on YouTube can see.
In the bridge.
Floating through. Is that what that's called?
That's where the captains sit.
Yeah, there you go. It must be the bridge. So anywhere we go is the bridge because we are the captain now.
We're the captain now.
So we got documents aplenty in front of us. Reports from the front line.
At least 5 pieces of paper.
1, 2, 3, 17, 5, whatever. But before we read some things and update everyone on where the campaign is at, I'd like to play a small game to get us ready to read all this stuff.
Are we expecting the listeners to grab their toasters?
No toasters required unless you really hate the episode, in which case jump in the bath, bring your toaster with you.
No. We don't condone any.
Or press
like
stop,
that.
whatever. Yeah. This game is called Can You Spell What the Fox is Cooking? And
it's terrible.
The idea... Hey, man.
It's actually pretty good. It's clever. It's clever.
Don't knock it till you tried it. So, now, one of us is worse than spelling and speaking than the other.
One can read well.
Thank you.
No.
So... I'm going to prepare
what is given to him.
Like it's a teleprompter.
Exactly.
So I'm going to prepare one of us in no particular order, but I'm going to spell some things.
Yep.
Say some words, and I need you to spell them.
Far out, okay.
This is practice. Now we'll start off nice and easy, and we'll ramp up.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with Paka Paka.
Paka Paka.
Yeah, I'd like you to spell Paka Paka for the audience.
P-U-K-K-A. P-U-K-K-A.
There you go. The people in the Discord were unaware, and they've been using 1K, so...
No.
That's incorrect for all those using 1K.
I'm sure I've seen MJ write double Ks.
I'm not saying all the time they get it wrong. I'm just saying law-wise,
Well, I
it's
guess
it's 1K.
It's open to interpretation.
Okay, so 0 points so far. Would you spell tongue for me?
T-O-N-G-U-E.
Too confident. That's 1 point.
What do you mean?
Can you please spell the final word is...
Can I have it in a sentence, please?
Fox asked me to spell... and I couldn't do it.
It sounds like it's got a silent H at the start. So I'm going to go H-R... Can I hear it one more time, please? H-R-U...
So far, so good. Okay.
Is that it?
And that's it. He's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Well done. So would you like to use your newfound skills and recap what the Parsecs campaign is for those who are very confused by now?
I would love to.
Sure.
I would love to. We are getting into Parsecs stuff, so
yeah.
Thank you for being patient.
I hope you learned something. That's what we're all about here, educational podcast.
Yep. That's it. Edutainment. Educating and entertaining.
Can you spell edutainment?
E-D-U.
No, please don't. It's fine. It's easy.
T-A-I-N.
Pucka pucka.
M-I-N-T. Okay, so 5 Parsecs campaign.
Yes.
Our campaign.
Yeah.
Is a multiplayer campaign that we're running through our Discord server.
Yep.
Currently, we've got 15 players. from all around the world.
Yeah.
And we are working in... So us as the guild leaders...
That's us.
...produce missions, and then we distribute them to the guild, to the members who pick their mission, play their campaign mission, and then that affects... We'll bring in credits, which the guild themselves can use to buy upgrades and stuff like that. So everyone's games are sort of intertwined.
Absolutely. You're doing the little finger thing where you lock your fingers in.
Yeah.
And you make what shape is that? An X? You make an X
pretty
with your
much like
fingers?
an X.
Yeah.
3D X.
Which was one of the missing letters from
Of course.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because we're all aboard the same ship, the Ambition, which is where we are now, as we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And we go planet to planet. Every month is the amount of time we spend on a planet.
Yep.
This campaign happens in real time, so your campaign turns usually do about one a week to simulate 1 week has passed.
Yeah. And we're currently issuing one job a month.
Yeah.
And then you can take up your own jobs and advance your crew independently.
Yeah.
Outside of the guild jobs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to A, get in on that, or B, run something similar to that, jump in the Discord, which you'll find at hobbyhomies.com.
Yep.
You may be able to jump in on this campaign. We've had a spot or two open up.
Yep.
Or if you want to run something like this, we've got some resources on the back end that we could share with you and work with you. And
we have been talking about putting together like a kit, a toolkit, if you will, of how to run a campaign like this, for your own community.
For sure.
But like Fox said, jump in the Discord and we can go through all that sort of stuff.
We could do some things.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk. We landed on a planet called Altair, which we talked a little bit about on our last episode where we covered this. Was that a live episode?
I think it was a live episode.
Sure.
Yeah.
Potentially our previous one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the live episodes we talked about Altair, which is a planet which basically was a toxic environment that would constantly be hammered by toxic rain. Acid rain.
Yep.
A lot of the big main city lived under a giant plate, and there was then big voids and wastelands between that and neighboring towns that were... And so that was the kind of planet that those missions happened on.
It's been an awful place, to be honest.
Yeah, but the guild had to start somewhere, and you got to start at the bottom.
Yep.
And that was the bottom. That was the type of place that needed workers and wouldn't pay much to get them.
And that's where we come in.
That's where we come
More
in.
like where you come in.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking to you, pointing to the camera. To those listening, hopefully you can hear my finger swiveling at you.
It's uncomfortable.
For all of us.
For everyone here.
So... some of the adventures that happened on Altair, we will talk about. We've got a handful of crew sheets in front of us, so we'll talk about some of their adventures. Would you like to start with Tiki's troublemaker
sheet?
Oh, with your sheet. Sorry, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So the first mission was from our homie Talarius in Discord.
Yep.
He has Toolkit's troublemakers. I'm going to start calling him TK because that's the one I'm not having fun pronouncing.
TK Troublemakers. That's the crew
TK's
name.
Troublemakers, yeah. It's Aaron, which his name's Toolkit.
His leaders of the crew is named the Toolkit.
Toolkit, yeah.
Toolkit.
Yeah, he's Andy. So he had the job of Inanus, the mission Inanus. Each of our missions have a code name in Latin.
Operation Inanus.
Inanus, yep. So the operation itself was D6 Solutions wants us to deliver a small luxury parcel to the mayor of a town that maintains the electric grid. It's a pretty straightforward delivery, barring any run-ins with the haywire robots that roam near the grid. It's quite a distance to travel, so avoid getting bogged down in supplies. Just travel with a small crew.
Very cool.
Issued by FX.
So already I can tell by that mission he's fighting against haywire robots.
Yep.
It must be a small encounter.
Yep.
And was that a retrieve or what is it called?
Delivery.
Delivery, that's right. Yeah, sure. Very cool.
Yep.
I like, in these missions on the planet Altair, we baked in the lore of all these districts that were owned by different corporations.
Yeah.
Which were also a corporation that owned a mine on the outskirts of town, a iridium mine. And D6 Solutions is one such corporation, I suppose, mining corp. And so you'll hear us refer to D6 Solutions, Rid Tech, Smiling Mining Co., and these are all corps that were on Altair. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The deployment conditions was small encounter, no notable sights. The objective, deliver, and the enemy, a roving threat, haywire robots.
The robots.
4 of, 1 lieutenant and 1 specialist.
Okay.
So,
how did TK's troublemakers fare?
They actually did quite well.
Excellent.
So TK stayed behind. He sort of sent his luckies out.
Sure.
He's always looking for a new job. So
right,
he's always one step ahead, you know.
Love it.
So the troublemakers found trouble on what should have been a simple deliver mission.
Mm-hmm.
They were intercepted by a trio of city bots, but dispatched them efficiently and effectively. ZT Null, one of the bots, one of Talaria's bots actually, proved invaluable as he took down 2 bots swiftly with a single combat action.
Wow.
Rolling 2 6s.
His bot was better than the other bots.
Yep. Indeed.
Bot.
The crew found some useful equipment and brought in 8 credits for the guild.
Nice.
So they did very well.
As the people that see those coins, thank you, TK's troublemakers.
We pay it all back in the form of
love
upgrades
and appreciation. And upgrade. And all the other stuff.
They don't pay the
upkeep.
Upkeep. That's
right. We cover that for you out of the kindness of our hearts and your money.
Yeah, you cover it for you.
Hey, another mission that happened.
Yeah.
Was the East Street crew, which is Oliver's crew.
Yep.
Oliver from the Discord, our RPG homie and IRL homie and TTL homie. TTYL, talk to you later, homie. Sure. The East Street crew did Operation Caligo, which was the Smiling Mining Co. of District 3 like to ensure a safe, clean experience within their borders.
Yep.
As such, rival districts take extra measures to ensure they constantly try to bring down this self-perpetuated reputation.
Oh.
So the Smiling Mining Co. aren't sure who sent the raiders this time, but they are relying on us to remove them permanently, said Kinky McGee. So
yes.
we gave that job to the East Street crew. It was a gloomy fight-off with some raiders.
Yeah, nice.
And the East Street crew dispatched the raiders with minimal casualties.
Nice.
TT, the bot, escaped with minimal damage, just a few dents.
Yep.
You can pop those out.
Oh, yeah.
You can give them the old plunger.
Yeah, you've seen those tricks on YouTube?
No.
They use like suction cups and they pull like panels of cars.
So basically they do cupping like you do on a human, but for cars.
But for a car, yeah.
So cars are people. This is what I was saying earlier. Cars are people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's confirmed. The crew found an assortment of loot, a power claw, an assault blade, a damaged shatter axe, and a damaged military rifle.
Very nice. That's some good equipment right there.
Yeah, the shatter axe, once you fix that up, I had that on Zaven during his adventures years ago.
Yep.
And it was invaluable.
Yeah.
Loved the shatter axe.
Nice.
So afterwards, Tessa spent some XP to upgrade her savvy. So Tessa from the East Street crew is now extra savvy.
Nice.
She also spent time training and gained 2 XP. And then the crew spent the night drinking and playing cards and gained a story point.
Sweet.
That's how we do it.
That's it. That's how we do it in the guild.
So thank you, East Street crew, for your services. Our reputation with the Smiling Mining Co. went up thanks to your endeavors. Namaste.
Next up was Don Juan Don, the Thorny Ghosts, and they did Operation Spume.
Did you come up with that?
It's Latin, dude.
Okay, all right, man. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Did you invent Latin, bro?
Yeah, bro. They also had a job from Kinky McGee. Some punks are hanging around the shipyard and causing trouble for other crew. Conduct a small patrol of the yard, and hopefully seeing an armed crew of dangerous-looking individuals will be enough to deter them, says Kinky. So their deployment conditions was a surprise encounter. Notable site was a person of interest. Objective patrol and against the starport scum. 6 of.
6 starport scum.
Plus the lieutenant, I think. So
some scumbags.
Plenty of them.
Many scums.
Yeah. So the Thorny Ghosts were tasked to clear off the riffraff, causing trouble in the starport. Prior to their mission, Carla Q and Nexus 6 both headed to the range to brush up on their shooting, and a couple others scored some goods in trades. The Ghosts dealt with the punks with ease. Even without their heavy firepower from a plasma rifle, the enemy stood no match.
There you go.
Picking up a solid 5 credits, a valuable trinket, and some explosives needing repairs, the Thorny Ghosts had an exceptionally good mission.
The Thorny Ghosts don't muck around.
No, they don't. They are in and out.
They're not here to muck spiders, as they say.
No, not indeed. No mucking of spiders at all.
At all, please. Can't stress that enough.
Not in the ship.
No, not in the ship.
Yeah.
Lots of spiders in the ship. No mucking, please. Keep the mucking to a minimum. Yeah, awesome. Well, we also had David and his Whispering Band, or The Whispering Band.
Whispering Band.
Which is a dope name for a crew.
So many of these crew names are sweet. Someone mentioned that they're all like hardcore band names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Album coming soon. Operation Licentia. Licentia? Who knows, man?
You're
Shane made it up. This one issued by FX, which is... You know what I really love is like Kinky McGee's story in the Hobby Homies 5 Parsecs arc, where I believe we rolled her up on a live episode.
Yeah.
MJ named her.
Yep.
And she has become an integral, on the tabletop, became an integral piece.
She really did.
But also is just like now an officer of this guild.
Yeah.
Issuing missions and stuff.
She's basically like 2IC.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Speaking of not being 2IC, this one's from FX. And so the Operation Licentia is some annoying lovers of anarchy have tried to take over a small town. RidTech doesn't care about such things usually. However, in this instance, the cargo routes go straight through that town. So now all of a sudden RidTech care.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, oh, we don't want our cargo getting locked up in that town. No. Clear a path for the upcoming cargo run. This will buy time for RidTech to deploy their own forces to deal with the problem later. It's not a simple mission, but the town is almost in a constant dust storm, so make sure to bring the correct PPE.
Of course. All about safety, FX.
FX is very considerate of the human condition.
He's basically the health and safety officer.
Yeah. And scoffs every time he says it. He's like, make sure you bring your PPE. All right, FX, we know you don't need it, but we do. We don't have gills or metal.
Gills?
We have our existence. Yeah. Well, we're
Why
not
would you
fishing.
mention gills?
Well, because we don't have them.
But no.
I was writing a list of things we don't have. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. None of us are fish. That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, continuing on.
So the conditions were...
I mean, he's a robot, right? You could have mentioned robot things.
I did. I said no gills and no metal. Am I wrong? Do we have gills? Does someone have gills?
Confused.
Deployment condition was poor visibility because we're not fish. Notable sites was a loot cache. I don't know how to say that. Is it cache or cache? Can someone...
Cash money.
Cache money? It is cache, right? It's a loot cache.
I think it depends on like what side
if you want
of
to say
the world you're on.
And if you want to say it correctly or incorrectly.
Yeah.
The objective is unsurprisingly move through.
Or is it cachet?
Cash. Indeed.
This is why we don't give him speaking lines. The criminal elements were anarchists. Anarchists? And I'm questioning everything.
Once you start, you can't stop. You look at the word "the" and you're like, "Is that spelt right?
Is it the, or have I just?
Or is it
or is it the? The Whispering Band arrive on ship and send their 2 brightest crew members to help with repairs. So that was before the mission.
Yep.
The 2 smartest ones helped with some ship repairs. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Planet side, the job ended up being a bit tough. The Whispering Band were outshot by the anarchists. Pretty good. Only Vosea and Lycee Wicked made it through the checkpoint.
Far out.
The pay was low. Oh dear. But some damaged stuff they found. Oh, it could come in handy later. Some damaged stuff they found.
You wrote this, right?
Wrote, copy pasted, wrote.
Pasta. Cool.
So Vosea had an argument with Augustine and ended up in sickbay.
Okay.
Bit of friendly fire there.
Yeah, sounds
So
like
I believe the mission was a success still.
Yep.
Because they completed the move through. They
Yep.
just took a few hits. So the Whispering Band will come visit you in sickbay later, drop off some flowers and cookies and chill out with you so the
and
time goes a little quicker.
Get the bill.
And we'll pick up the bill.
We'll bring the bill.
We'll bring you the bill.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
don't worry, we got it. We got it. And we'll bring it to you. Some good news coming up for you on the sickbay front, though.
Indeed.
Coming to you later on an episode near you.
Yep. So, lastly, for the few that I've been looking at,
Yep.
MJ. The Catalyst Element, again, an amazing band name. They had Operation Aurum. It's gold for Latin.
Okay.
It's Latin for gold.
It's gold for Latin.
The Smiley Mining Co. reached out to us in hopes that we could move through a blockade on the other side of Town Lock. This blockade is being created by some isolationists who are trying to prevent passage from Town Lock to an old moisture farm. Smiling Mining Co. needs you to move through the blockade. You've written blockage and send a signal when you have arrived at the farm, and they take care of the rest and extract you.
What have I written?
Said David
Block,
Fox.
lock, and... I'm sorry I don't speak gold.
It's just, it caught me out because it's like blockades first, then it says blockage.
And then it's from town lock.
Damn lock.
Oh, blockage? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Blockage.
I have blockage, which is the plural of blockade.
Of course.
Yeah. There's many blockades. It's a
So, the
blockage.
deployment conditions, no condition. Notable site, a loot cache. Objective, move through, and the enemy was the isolationists, and an enemy heavy.
Ooh.
So they had to deal with that.
Curious
So-
how the catalyst element dealt with that.
Well, the Catalyst element took on the job of clearing a blockade, and they jumped head first into the fray. Captain Mezgul came out lucky with her armor taking a few shots, but unfortunately M75R, aka Fiver, was not so lucky. His 6-up bot save did not come through.
Oofed.
Getch was in the zone and gunned down half the isolationists himself.
Huh.
And after taking a number of casualties, one of the isolationists tried an extremely well thought out tactical move.
Yep.
They jumped from the rooftop.
The Darwin. We call that the Darwin.
Darwin effect.
Yeah.
He missed the bush and it killed him.
Yeah. The Darwin effect.
The crew brought in 6 credits for the guild and a couple more weapons to replace some of their damaged ones.
I like the idea of like being in combat and just watching the last isolationist jump off a building and just die.
die.
And you're like, is that it?
Yep.
Had enough? So it's a good way to end it.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, you know,
Save a bullet.
You got to try.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta try. Well, I feel like, what was the name of the member from the Catalyst element that took out half the isolationists? Getch. Wow.
MVP.
So far MVP for sure.
Yep.
You should get yourself an award soon.
Might have another rel delete or whatever on our.
Well, let's not. No, let's not compare.
It's a different league, Churchy.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
I was trying to think of someone average, but then the first thing that came to my mind was you guys, and then I was like, I don't have any banter to follow up with, and
See what you've done there.
here we are. So Todd and the Busted Flush undertook
Yes.
Operation Mauritius,
Nice.
which is silver for Latin. It seems there has been an infestation in Sector 2. There have been reports of beasts from the wasteland nesting in the logistics warehouse in the Rid Tech compound. This is your standard safari hunt. Zaven Fox,
Nice.
the captain, Zaven Fox. The deployment conditions were delayed. There was another loot cache. Man,
Just
loot caches everywhere.
caches everywhere.
Just cached up. Got to get that cache. It was a fight off from some sand runners.
Ah, yes.
4 sand runners and a lieutenant sand runner.
Interesting sand runners.
Lieutenant sand runner.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty. So the crew of the Busted Flush completed their first guild mission Mauritius. Thank you very much. Even though Dejak and Sputnik were held up and couldn't participate, Captain Sam McGee, related to Kinky? Potentially.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe a cousin.
Yeah, long cousin.
Yep.
Not long lost cousin, a long cousin, as in...
Just means he's very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people who are tall are also long
Long. Yeah.
in,
But
like, vertically.
When you say long,
Yeah.
you think long and skinny, yeah.
I do instantly, yeah. I
Yeah.
think, whereas tall people can
Tall
be
and
tall
beefy,
and
but they can be
quite
tall.
buff, like
Yeah,
Kobe.
yeah.
Not Kobe, sorry.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Shaq. No, not big like Shaq. Long, just long.
Long is
Yeah, long is long.
skinny.
What's happening right now?
And the other 3 members of the crew managed to take care of the sand runners without any real issue.
Nice.
Until the
Oh, no.
post-battle campaign event. Apparently, the crew got rowdy planetside and mouthed off to the wrong people, making a new rival of a particular band of psychos called the Hillbilly Hangmen.
Oh, no.
We didn't want to mess with the Hillbilly Hangmen. We're trying to avoid that this whole time. And then
Yep.
you gone just said some things.
You heard about him, you know?
We just
Upon landing, they're like, don't mess around with the hillbilly hangman.
don't just say the wrong things around them. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
here we are. Captain McGee has suggested the crew steer clear of bars and hangouts other than the canteen for the foreseeable future, which we heeded that advice. We had most of our drinks in the canteen because
Yep.
they're kind of the mafia of the of District 2, certainly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, there you go.
Yep.
Couple of adventures.
Yeah, we can't touch on all of them, but we'll try to, each episode we do recaps like this. We'll try and let you guys know what some people are up to.
It's a bit of fun just trying to paint a picture of what is happening, like all these 14, 15 different crews across the month, all doing these different missions, having their own adventures, posting them in the Discord and in threads.
Yeah, everyone does write-ups, so you can actually go in there and into our Discord and check out everyone's missions and how they went, and some people do full-on battle report formats almost.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
It's awesome.
And a few of them have started to do second and third missions,
Yeah, their own personal missions.
Which is great. I was reading through Ollie's private job today, and it's just sick. Like, even just like the pictures and the turn by turns is dope. So
yeah,
you're all
awesome.
killing it. It's amazing. It's already way better than I thought it was going to be. It's kind of where we hoped it would be.
Yeah.
And it's already, and we got so many more things planned.
Yeah, and everyone's been so patient as well with this first month being a little bit rocky to start with. We're gearing up and we're ready to go for month 2.
Yeah.
Got some missions coming. They're probably out by the time this episode comes out.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Unless we've failed miserably.
It's possible.
It's possible. Anything's possible, really. Yes, and you just dropped ship upgrades as well, so those are now live. That's very cool.
Yep.
Information about, I've forgotten the names, safe houses is in the rules. There's a rules document there that's a living document that we're constantly updating.
Yep.
But we have managed to establish ourselves a safe house on Altair because of our success.
Yep.
Which can be found in the October Guild report that's also in the Discord.
Yeah. So we'll hopefully have missions where we can return to Altair and complete missions around the safe house.
Absolutely.
And protect it or upgrade it or do extend our reach across that particular planet.
Yeah.
And
we actually have we still have 10 rivals on Altair.
Yes.
And 4 followed us to this new planet, so we'll be encountering them on the new planet. But I mean, I assume the safe house on Altair is going to be under constant duress.
It's going to be in trouble.
Constant, yeah.
Yeah.
Just quickly, there were some other things that happened that I'll quickly touch on.
Yeah.
With my mems.
Okay.
My memsaries. The first is that I believe Numa and his squad, his crew, were able to do a mission successfully that delivered some medical supplies to one of the towns on the outskirts.
Ah, nice.
As a result, every crew gets to reduce 1 turn from one of their sickbay members.
Okay.
It can be done at any time during this month.
Yep.
So, for example, the Whispering Band may want to do it immediately for their first mission.
Yeah, that's just one of their members. So
one of their members.
Each of the 15, 14 crews we've got, they can reduce 1 turn from 1 member.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they've got one member in the sick bay now that's got 2 turns, they'll bring it down to 1.
Nice.
Or if they get injured later and they want to use it later in the month, that's fine too. As soon as we leave this planet, it's only that effect only lasts on Reet, effectively.
Yeah, which is a new planet, so you've got a whole month to do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
One of the other effects is, I believe, Hocker's crew did a job for an undisclosed client. But while they were doing it, they were trying to figure out who this undisclosed client was. So they gathered some information, and they've been talking to people in the canteen on the ship, just sort of saying, this is who we took the job from, this is what we did. And so as a result, every crew gains 1 quest rumor.
Ah, nice.
That they can...
Sharing the love.
Exactly.
Yep.
And quest rumors and patrons are for your own private jobs that you do outside of the guild events.
Yep.
Guild jobs, sorry. But that might be super useful. Bit of fun, bit of extra cash.
Yeah.
Second mission.
Absolutely.
And there was one other, and I've forgotten, but it's all in the guild report.
Yes.
Checked
it out.
Someone did something. Stole a military cache.
Oh, yeah, weapons. I remember you said something
Yeah.
about that.
So everyone gets, as a result, I've forgotten who stole the military cache from Unity, but as a result, everyone gets to pick 1 low-tech weapon from the table. And just go, I want that one, and add that to the stash.
That's yours.
So that's cool. Again, that's all in the guild report that you can find in the Discord. So.
Yep.
Pretty dope.
Sweet. So, a new planet, Reet, you mentioned.
Yes.
This planet.
This is going to be very fun for me because I wrote this and you're going to read it like a teleprompter. And if I've misspelled anything, we're all in for it.
I'm looking for that punctuation, dude. Commas and full stops.
Oh dear, there's none of that.
This planet is the closest inhabitable planet.
I spelled that wrong. He said that wrong. No, I spelled it right. He said it wrong, I promise.
Is it habitable or inhabitable?
Yeah, it's the closest habitable planet.
Yeah.
You're right. I've spelt it correctly, but written the wrong word. That's on me.
To Altair.
Means like that you can.
Inhabitable.
Inhabitable means you can't. Oh, uninhabitable?
Yeah, you're thinking of uninhabitable.
Yeah.
You gaslighted me. You're wrong. Damn it.
Inhospitable.
Yes,
That's what
it's
it's written
inhabitable.
here.
No,
I
it isn't.
read it wrong.
If it was inhospitable, then it would be not.
All right, we got pizza coming.
Start again.
We're on the deadline.
This planet is the closest habitable planet to Altair and a natural progression for the guild.
Not what I wrote.
Its small size and 6 moons have resulted in it being dubbed Lothballs, named after a children's game of trying to spin many small orbs around a larger one. Please no. Okay. That sounds like
that's a pizza. Yeah,
Churchy, you might.
You got that.
Whatever outsiders call it, it is best known for its incredibly long, unwavering, and extreme seasons. Where did I get conditions from?
I don't know.
Species with shorter lifespans may only know its cruel winter, whilst others become so acclimated to a 9-year intense summer that their homes and lives are unprepared for the monsoons of rain-down season.
Yeah.
That's where Reed is now, at the tail end of a 4-year rain-down season. The flatlands are oceans, and most of the towns have less homes and more rivers than years prior. Not many outsiders visit during the most intense part of seasons on Reed. However, as this is the tail end of one such season, it is expected that tourism and those looking for work will have also poured down from the skies. There are 3 wealthier raised cities on the island and we'll be deploying to one called Lilotha. That's
correct.
Usually a rather peaceful city. However, at the end of a rain-down season, it can face a lot of marauders, raiders, and whatever other derogatory terms they can think of to describe those downtrodden individuals who lost their homes in the lower lands. Now, Lilotha faces constant attacks from those homeless nomads. Although the rain is mostly lifted, the intense winds make it difficult to fly, and thus travel between Lilotha and neighbouring islands is done largely by watercraft. The guild has managed to buy passage from one of the many watercraft transportation companies, Ocean Skimmers Limited. In return, there are 5 guild jobs that we must complete for Ocean Skimmers. There is a lot of work to do on Lilotha and its neighbouring islands after this particularly devastating rain-down season. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass planet. The whole time you were waiting for that.
I was like, damn, it's taking a long time to get to the end. Yep. That's right.
Wet ass. A WAP.
A WAP. Yeah, a WAP. A wet ass planet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that is Reet. We'll drop that planet profile in the Discord as well.
Yeah.
For all of you to read.
Thank you for writing that.
You're welcome.
And thank you, the listener, for enduring that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like a long season on Reet, such was your rendition of what I wrote.
Thank you.
Anyways.
I had fun with it.
Good. Yeah, you did. Creative license, but you stuck to the script.
It was quite an inhabitable script. That one.
Thank you.
It was quite habitable.
Do you mean uninhabitable or inhospitable?
Totally hospitable.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We hope you've enjoyed our recap of our first month of our 5 parsecs from home worldwide
All
campaign.
that practice we did.
Jesus Christ! What practice?
I made you spell
many words. That's so many words.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, that's right. We just completed our first month. We're going in the second.
Yep.
Again, if you like it, want to get amongst it, go to Hobby Homies. We've also got the links there to all of our stuffs.
Yeah.
Our YouTubes, our portals where you listen to things, our store, all the things.
Yeah.
Anything Hobby Homies, you want it? Go to hobbyhomies.com, click a button.
There's buttons there, many buttons.
See what happens.
Yep.
You never know.
Massive thank you to our patrons as well. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing all this. Big shout out to Burnsy, Whack, Final Dinosaur, MJ, Lethal, Moose, Penny, Gridlock, Battle Maps, Jack, and Tess the Duck Egg Green Lawmaster.
We got Elko, Churchy, thanks Churchy, Rad Rooster, Oliver, Hockers, Aggro, Bravo14, and Big Roach. Thank you all for your continued support. We love you very much. We'll see you on Reet.
Hooroo.
Big up to the boys. Foxy and Shane. Set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing